Somebody just asked you, how come I can't watch?
Question was, why can you not watch? I think this is a pay-to-play application, so there's a chance if you didn't buy a ticket, you can't see it.
Can you use my phone so I can show the pictures? Say you're gonna take a small break.
What time is it? Not time yet. Okay, it's not time yet.
Just say you'll be right back.
So in about a minute, we'll officially be started. All right, so welcome to the Reeves Reef live coral sale. Today I've got some very special corals at some special prices. Some of these are be exclusive and not available any other time. I'm going to check here and see who's online. So at any rate, we'll give it a few minutes to see if anyone is online. Regardless, this will be recorded and people can see what there is. So this is our Reeves Reef. Any corals that we see here, some have been in aquaculture for years, others will be exclusive. And the difference will be, once I show them here, if no one buys those few pieces, that's fine. I plan on putting them in aquaculture, and then maybe we'll see them in a year when they've grown and I'm able to get frags off of them. But before showing the first coral, be sure to like and follow Reeves Reef on social media. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, and Rumble social media platforms. This way you stay in tune with Reeves Reef events, sales, and happenings in the local area. Also, Reeves Reef hosts a local coral group called Jacksonville Area Reefers on Facebook. Be sure to join there. People post equipment and coral and fish for rehoming and stuff like that all the time. And those are indeed local folks between Swansboro, Wilmington, and so forth. I'd like to take a minute and explain how this live sale will work. Essentially, I'll be showing photos and or live video of some of these corals. They'll be shown for about 2 minutes. If you see a coral that you want, just be the first to message me in the event. List the coral name and your email. We'll confirm your selection in email Should the first to message default on the purchase, then we will follow up with the next person that messaged with the name of the coral and their email. And we'll just go down the list like that. At the end of the coral live sale, an invoice listing all the corals you said you wanted will be added to that and emailed to you. You can pay online using the link. It's secure QuickBooks payment, or you can show up at the reef here at Reeves Reef and pay in person. Just know that card and online payments will be subject to a 3% processing fee. That just helps offset the costs for me because I pay for card swipe services. If you pay by check or cash, then that doesn't apply. But anyways, after the sale, be sure that you book an appointment if you intend to buy coral. So look into the Reeves Reef Facebook page for their booking application, and on there you would select to visit Reeves Reef. Only the dates and times that are available will pop up, and typically that would be between 8, or as you were, not 8, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. So essentially, I'm probably going to have to take my phone down where it is right there and use it to show some of these corals. I do have still photos, but that's not on this platform. I guess that's not something that you can do easy. Good to see some of you on there. Eric, good to see you. And, I see Ryan on there and Jacqueline. Good to see you. So I see I have some live folks, and that's perfectly fine. So in about 4 minutes, I'm going to show the first coral that's going to come up on the list. Overall, I have a total of 34 items. So, like I said, it's going to go pretty quick over the next hour. I'll only have about 2 minutes with each item, just so we can get through them all. And hopefully you get to see them. And, that way, in this video, you'll have an idea of what you're actually looking to get. Some of these will be multiple items. So there may be, 4 of one piece or whatever. Unless it's an individual item, it's not exactly what you see, what you get. When it's duplicates, basically you just get to make your appointment, show up, pick one that you want. Kind of buyer's choice in that case. But hopefully for future events like this, it'd be nice to do these frequently. So it'd be nice to do these frequently. In that case, we'll work out the kinks, and there'll probably be a slideshow I can use instead of having to take my phone down and wave it around the room to show you everything. But whatever works, works. The benefit to these live shows is that, and my whole intent is, we come up on the time to start, the whole intent of these live shows is to get online, give people a chance to sit back on their couch, feel inspired by what they see at least, and maybe buy something just above wholesale price, because indeed all these selections are below or just above the wholesale price, where if you were to see this in a local place, it'd easily be double what you're seeing here in cost. But that's the whole point. I don't think that this hobby should be that expensive. Well, unless you're buying, you know, an entire Apex system or something like that. I mean, that's just astronomical price. I don't know who. Actually, I do. I have several clients that own entire Apex systems. So that's just a little joke there. Fantastic systems. But anyway, I think in another minute we'll be ready to start, and we'll take down the camera. I'll get off the screen because nobody wants to see me, even though my mustache is awesome. What we'll do is show you around the fish tanks. I'll throw on the cool Polyp Lab blue filter, so that you're not just seeing all blue corals. And we'll go from there. I'm under the impression there's some jokes going on here. Ryan, as it is.
Ryan says he feels attacked.
Oh, okay.
LOL.
I see. So, yeah, don't take any of these comments personal. It's kind of like a political thing. I mean, you know, if you're the type of guy that buys, you know, expensive coral because they're awesome, I feel you, man. I feel you, because I buy expensive coral because they're awesome. I mean, what else? You know, the equipment is just the cheap part. What's going on?
And Ryan says you do have an epic mustache.
Epic? Well, thank you. I do enjoy my mustache, and on occasion, my mustache enjoys me. Am I allowed to say that? I guess I can say that. I already did, so it's too bad. All right, so let me get my blue lens and my blue filter lens, and we'll go look at the first coral.
Oh no, Ryan, I'm just reading to him the comments because he cannot see them.
All right, so as we get things situated here, slap on a blue lens and get ready to go. All right, so anyway, oh no, man, that looks terrible. Oh wait, there we go. All right, anyway, so here's my first item up on the chopping block. Here is it's going to be the bicolored Pasillipora. Now, this bicolored Pasillipora, I call it bicolor, well, because when you look at it, I mean, doesn't it look like two colors? Kind of got some blue in there, little light green, almost looks yellow, but not to be confused with the toxic waste Pasillipora over there. But the bicolored Pasillipora, great coral, also called like broccoli coral or cauliflower coral. I almost feel like, you know, when you're looking at these guys, like here's a big colony. I mean, it just grows huge, a couple stray pieces on top. Three-quarters inch plugs of this going for 99 cents. So any takers for these corals, you know, we'll be moving on here soon enough. But that's the bicolored Pasillipora, 99 cents a frag plug. And moving on, mounted on the same 3/4 inch frag plug. And for those of you that don't know what that looks like, that's that gray one right there. I only have one, so first one to take it is this toxic waste Facilipora right there. Also 99 cents. So at any rate, 99 cents for the toxic waste Facilipora. One little frag right there. All right, so a little more about these Facilipora because I have a little time. I actually gave a little extra time in the beginning here, but I've been cultivating these Facilipora for years now. So they have grown in this tank, not just this tank, but in my tank. They've grown for years. They are well accustomed to the trials and tribulations of tank life. And I think they do really well. If you give them strong enough light, they grow in a beautiful bunching pattern, much like you see these adult colonies. You know, like this one up here and so forth. In fact, I have pieces of this just growing wild all over the place. In fact, there's essentially one right back there on the back wall that actually started from a little planula. So it started from nothing. Oh, all right. We got one toxic waste. All right, good to go. You see an email there. So I don't mind telling folks. I mean, so far someone's already anteed up for the toxic waste Facilipora. And you know, these aren't in any particular order. You could you know, you could go back on this and still go for the bicolor. I mean, 99 cents, you can't go wrong. You could almost give them his birthday presents if you wanted. But yeah, I've been growing them for years. I will tell you the bicolor Facilipora grows way faster than the other colors that I have. Just something about it, just the way it does. All right, so all right, so we have another 2 minutes to sit on these Facilipora, and then we'll move on to the third selection. And hopefully, you know, this third selection appeals to some folks. I mean, some folks it doesn't, but we'll see. Plus, I think one or two of these corals, just getting a good video image of them is going to be a little challenging. I mean, there are some technical difficulties just with just taking video. But at any rate, I want folks to know that bicolor Facilipora, pretty awesome. Hopefully, in this close-up right here. Okay, so that's a good question, Ryan. Are there more than one of each? Well, for the bicolor, there are more than one. But for this toxic waste right here, I only have one. And I'll say this, for the majority of the corals, there are only one. So, I mean, unless I say there's multiple, which I'll probably say there's multiple of them, there will not be. Here we go. I think the flow's getting ready to make all these polyps do their little dance. Pretty awesome.
mean, I won't lie, I'm making coal frags all the time, so it's not like, you know, live sale next month or 2 months from now. It's not like I won't have more of some of these stock corals. These are tank stock corals. I mean, you know, it's almost worth buying a big piece, because even a large piece, a little hint there, even a large piece doesn't cost a lot. So foreshadowing, I think, for one particular item going on here. All right, so the next coral that I have is also 99 cents. And you know, there's a piece back there, big branching tree-like looking piece. It's a bird's nest. It's a bona fide bird's nest. There's a mother colony of it right there, and it does have a green base with purple polyps. In just the right conditions, you get that awesome pop when it comes to this coral with the green and purple going on. And in this one, this image right here, this is there are only 2 of these, by the way, 99 cents. This is the second one, and I hope you can see the polyps at least on that, if it's focusing just right. But I mean, these are easily over 2 inches tall, and they've been fragged for quite a while now. This coral doesn't particularly encrust its plug. I mean, it may encrust over time, but even the parent colony right here is on a tiny plug being held there, and it, even at that size, it hasn't even encrusted the plug really. So for 99 cents, I mean, you can't beat it. It does good. If I fail to mention it, it does well in just under 200 par. You can grow this sucker in like 150 par and upwards. The mother colony is in well over 200 par right there, but not quite 300 par. So I think, you know, and as dense as that is, it's still healthy all the way to the center. It hasn't even shaded itself enough to start dying off in the middle. So this is another coral that I'll be fragging frequently, and hopefully, you know, we can put this in reefs all over Jacksonville. This is the bona fide bird's nest. So it's the only bird's nest that I have right now. So if you just say you want the bird's nest, hey, you're going to get the bird's nest. So pretty sweet. All right, so the next coral I have is also 99 cents. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I know. The suspense is killing you. So show you my sump down there. Anyway, everyone loves this, you know, Reeves Reef blue ice acropora, right? That's the mother colony right there. Now, can't turn my phone that way. Anyways, yeah, everyone loves that. Well, I have frags of it. I have multiple frags of it. Not many, but they're all very well encrusted to give you an idea. This is the smallest one. It's so encrusted, it's ridiculous. And, you know, I have this coral in a few client tanks where they're blasting it with their lights. There's another mother colony piece over here. And this coral gets dark green with really dark blue, almost purple, it's so deep blue. And in my tank, I don't push it very hard. And probably right up here is the closest it is to the lights, and it, you know, it's coming out pretty good. But I have client tanks that, and this thing just transforms into a beautiful encrusting, branching acropora. But this is also 99 cents, and I have multiples of this. So if you want several, hey, that's cool. You can put them all over. A little secret trick of the trade, acropora that branch like this, you can buy one, cut it into several pieces, and put it all over, and it'll grow. In fact, that's what I do. That's what I do right here. Anyway, next coral is going to be the Tubbs Blue Stiletto. These are also a 99-cent coral. It's super hard to see though, even with the blue filter, because, well, they're blue. They're right, see if I can isolate it. Well, they look like this, full grown. So that's the Tubbs Blue Stiletto Montipora. So a small polyp stony coral. I've been cultivating this only for a couple months. And I mean, just look at the size of it. No, I'm kidding. It was this big when I got it, but it grows so quick. A lot of these branches weren't quite that long, and I've been able to take a few pieces. You know, a piece this size will quickly encrust that plug and soon grow into a branching coral like this. Again, 99 cents. I only have 2 of them. So if you want, for 99 cents a piece of that guy, I only have 2. So it's almost like nothing for a coral that grows this awesome, actually. All right, so without further ado, to round off the last of the 99-cent corals, I have 4 of these guys, and I just want to tell you, this is a great-looking coral if you ask me, but this is an acropora, and man, these are the Reeves Reef limeade. And why do I call it that? Well, I was trying to think of a name because no one has these really in the industry. I picked it up as a wild colony about a year and a half ago, and I grew it into a huge colony, which is currently sitting in one of my commercial client fish tanks. And these are 99 cents right there. I mean, little secret, if you were to sell this for store credit to a local place, you could definitely make back your 99 cents. But because they look kind of lime green, almost, I mean, dare I say it, they almost look yellow. Just saying. They almost look yellow, but they're not quite. And then the tips are like purple. So I only have 4 of them, and 99 cents for the Reeves Reef limeade acropora. All right, now the first coral I've got, starting here at 15 bucks, is what most people know as the acan, but it's been reclassified by the scientists as micromusa. Well, here I have a green colony right here. It's about 1 inch, several heads. I mean, I'm not counting the heads, but it's got to be, what, maybe 10 or 12, but 15 bucks. And I want to say that's probably close to 40% off what I might normally sell this for. You know, and this has been growing in this tank now for a little while. You know, if you're into some micromusa and you want just green, well, there it is. Just green, baby. Just green acan. $15.
Eric had a question.
What's the questions we got there?
What you see is what you get.
Well, mostly, I mean, if they're multiples, those are the multiples. For example, if, you know, right here, these 4 Reeves Reef limeade, those are the ones. So it's kind of like if you buy 1 or 2, you get here by appointment first, you kind of get to pick what you want. When it comes to multiples, it's not exactly what you see, what you get, but the individuals like this one, yeah, that's what you see, what you get. This micromusa is what you see, what you get. But moving on to the next coral on my list, for just 20 bucks, these are about 1.5 inches right here, and it's a red and green micromusa colony. It's got kind of a green rim around it, and that's 20 bucks for that guy. Again, you know, probably I don't know exactly when I got these, but it could have been a while ago. Got all these Micromucil colonies together. So the red and green acan, 1.5 inch, roughly. I mean, mini polyps on there. That's, you know, if I was to sell it by polyp, that would be, you know, pretty good deal, I think. And then what I have as well is, you gotta wait for it, a third Micromucil colony. It's also a red and green. Not looking as poofy right now, and that's kind of the nature of dealing with live critters. But again, a red and green Micromucil colony. I mean, just the way it is. So $20 as well for that one. And this one's, in appearance, a little bit bigger in size than that one, but still about 1.5 inches across, probably over, it's well over a dozen heads. It's starting to grow into a nice dome shape, so should be pretty nice. So there's basically two red and green ones. They don't look the same to me, but they look similar. And the last and not least is a smaller, probably 1 inch, 1 inch across, but it's the red Micromucil colony right there. Mostly, it got hints of other colors in it, but it's mostly red back there. And it's also $20 coral. So basically, you got the green one for $15, this two-tone color one for $20, this two-tone colony for $20, and that mini colony of red back there for $20. I mean, that's pretty good individually priced. I can tell you, because I see a lot of wholesale, you're not buying these for 20 bucks if you're a pet store. So, I mean, you know, take advantage of it. I'd appreciate their room on my rack because, you know, I got plans. So, I mean, honestly, you know, if these don't sell today, I'm just going to throw them in my grow out tank and forget about them for a while and see what they do. And then later, you know, they might show up in a live sale. But remember, I promised you guys some exclusives. Well, guess what? These ain't it. So that's not it. Well, I'm going to move on because I'm only going to do this till 6 p.m. and it's kind of time to go. So I'm going to get back to some SPS coral. So funny thing about SPS, so funny thing about SPS is these corals, I'll do my best here, but I have something called Jason Fox Cooler Champagne Acropora. So essentially, that coral is it's right back here, but it's kind of hard to see. Anyway, the price of it is, Jacqueline, if you could remind me. $30. So anyway, I'm going to use my magic claw here, point it out, and then kind of raise it up so you can see it. If I can get over some technical difficulties with some glare here. Anyway, some incredible glare going on. All right, so, all right, I will attempt to let you get a better image of this guy, but it's a $30, I want to say just a colony, because I mean, it's not even a mini colony, really. It is on a big plug, but it's a Jason Fox Cooler Champagne, and It's different than the Reeves Reef blue ice. It grows a little different. And it has little yellow polyps in there. Of course, they're not going to be out since I'm agitating it. But I mean, this is a substantial colony for, you know, 30 bucks. I mean, if you were to sell this by the inch, I mean, there's $30.99 pieces on this thing all day. I mean, there's at least 30 frags you can make out of it if that were your intent. But moreover, it's just a pretty piece. And I'm trying to make room in my rack. But before I put it under the knife, bam. You know, you see. So that's awesome. I appreciate Eric. I appreciate the interest in that. That's duly noted. Bear in mind, some of these acropora do like more intense lighting, but you know your system, and just the way it goes. All right, so next coral, try to fix some of my corals here. Anyway, next coral that I have is something in the acropora family as well. A little different looking though. It has these bright yellow polyps on blue. And I'd love to pick this up if I can find a good purchase on it. Anyway, this piece as well, 30 bucks. I mean, I was making frags of this, but then I was like, you know, I need more space. This isn't the only piece of this I have, so, but yeah, this entire, it's on quite a large plug, but yeah, this entire Darth bonsai acropora has bright yellow polyps, which now all go in, but bright blue body, kind of looks funky under the light right now, but essentially 30 bucks for this giant piece. I mean, got to be almost 3 inches across. Had it for years, so I mean, that's kind of the story behind it. No problem selling it. So deserves a good home. So 30 bucks for the Darth bonsai acropora. All right, so I gotta keep moving. So very next coral I have is going to be a little bit bigger Reeves Reef limeade. So right here in front of the Garth bonsai has been this square of Reeves Reef limeade. And I have to be honest, I want this coral in everybody's reef because normally this is a $30 piece, 35 as it were. And today it's a $30 piece, basically taking $5 off for this piece to get it in somebody's tank. It's been growing really well. All these micro frags have made a solid base and it's going. Doing its thing. But yeah, sure to be a beautiful coral once you get it established. I mean, I'm starting a 3-inch disc right here of the same coral since I put the fully overgrown colony I had there in a client tank recently. But this guy, 30 bucks, I think it's worth it. But anywho, it's the Reeves Reef limeade square, if that's what you want to call it. It's a 1 3/8 inch square. I call it a mini colony, basically. But the next offering I have is Forest Fire digitata. So I have a quite chunky piece of Forest Fire digitata. He's the guy hiding right back there. He's on a big old frag plug, and he's got to be 2 inches tall, well encrusted. In fact, we'll get to see it go from red to green as I molest it here. So bam, I'll pick it up, see if we can get a close up. But yeah, this thing is super healthy piece right there. I know. You guys are like, oh my gosh, how much is it? Well, Jacqueline, Remind me, how much am I
$30.
pulling apart? Oh my gosh, $30? Man, I know normally a coral this size is selling for more than that. You know, and in no time you'll have this thing encrusting something and just going bonkers in your tank, I'm sure. But $30 for that guy. I won't lie to you. Probably can't get that wholesale for $30. But yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's available, and that's that. And so the next piece, I would say, if I'm going to be honest, we're going to go to a little bit of a wild card. This is definitely one of the exclusive items that I have, and it's either going to go to someone's reef tank or my grow out and just keep going. But it's I don't even know what it is. I haven't been able to nail down what it is exactly. It's possible that it's like a platygyra or something, but not real sure. But it's this guy. We'll just call it the unknown. And the unknown is going for 60. I'm asking 60 for the unknown now. I know. Don't all jump on it at once. Chances are you don't have this purple and green guy. Kind of, I mean, at night tentacles pop out and it goes crazy, but it's on a 3-inch disc to give you an idea. And it's been growing there for, my gosh, 2 years at least. And it's well, you know, entrenched where it's at. It's growing, to give you an idea, underneath a rack of coral. So, I mean, it doesn't need intense lighting, but I used to put this when it was a frag in more intense lighting. And I assume its color may shift when you put it in more intense lighting. But that is a 3-inch disc. Probably just go into my grow out tank if no one's going to pick it up for 60, but that's fine. And I'm just calling it the unknown. So the unknown for 60. And we'll end that one here. We'll get off the unknown and move on to something else. A little more exciting. It's another exclusive piece, only because I'm either going to put it in grow out and forget about it, or else someone's going to get it in their tank. It's another big piece. It's well over 3 inches, or at least the shell it's on. But yeah, it's this Favia. So it's red and kind of green Favia. That's what's up for sale, $60 as well. And you may have noticed a trend. The prices are only going up, but you know, that's because I saved the best for last, basically. And this here green colony is measures about 3 inches at the colony. It's on a shell, an old broken conch shell, actually. See if I can get a different angle there, but yeah, it's done super well in here. This is probably one of the first pieces of coral I ever bought, and when I say that, I mean since 2014. And it kind of grew into this. And I have to say, until I got much stronger lighting, it almost didn't grow, basically. So, hey, for those on the live feed, no hard feelings here if you don't buy something like this, because all that means is I'm going to grow it, cut it into itty-bitty pieces, and then sell it for 6 times as much. So, I mean, it's no heartache, really. So, you know, not really 6 times as much, but over time, I'm sure I'll make more than $60 on a fine coral like that. And it's not even the best looking Favia I've got. I mean, I'll be fragging this guy up again soon enough. I mean, they almost look like they're cousins. Of course, you know, this is the kissing cousin, and this is the, you know, cousin you go fishing with. So, A little Ohio joke there from my wife, you know. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna move on to another coral, which I heard someone say, you know, wish they had room. And I know, you know, nano tanks are popular, but I don't know. I can't put this Reeves Reef blue ice in the entire frame. I mean, it just won't fit. This is a 3-inch disc at the base that started out just like this microfrag colony went. Started out just like that, and now it stands at least 6 inches tall. It's over 6 inches wide. You know, you might think I'm crazy, but I'm still offering this for $60. So this is a hunk of a coral for $60. Right now it's growing in like 150 par, maybe a bit more. And you know, it's live all the way down to the 3-inch coral plate that it's on. Just thriving in there. You know.
Eric has a question.
Yeah, that whole thing. Yes, unbelievably, $60 for easily. It's bigger than your hand. Like if you hold your hand out, you know, it's bigger than your hand. And I've got tiny little baby hands too, and it's like, you know, I mean, it is what it is. It's big. So obviously, if you've got a half-gallon nano tank, you're not putting this in there. But it doesn't mean you can't try. This is, yeah, sorry, this is, if I didn't say it, this is the Reeves Reef blue ice acropora, not the limeade. So that, you can see a difference, isn't quite that. It's the blue ice. So, you know, sadly, I'm going to have to do something with it if nobody buys it. But for $60, I'll give it up. I would easily sell this for double that, which, you know, I'll bet you wholesale something this big, and I can tell you that's double that price. It's still wholesale prices. Well, that's funny you'd mention that, Ryan. Hand me that ruler over there. It's in the book. Mm-hmm. Anyway, take some measurements. Yeah, you can take measurements, but you might recognize the 6-inch ruler. Oh yeah, that's
Oh, Eric.
that's bigger than 6 inches. I'd give it. I mean, I'm being conservative when I say 8 across. I mean, you know, yeah, it's pretty big. So, all right, so we're going to move on. Move on to the next coral. I see some some bartering going on the live feed. That's pretty awesome.
I want to know if they can split it for 30 each.
Well, you know, you could fold it up and stick it in your top dresser drawer if you want once you buy it. Not really.
No, they're asking you if you can split it for them and they each pay 30.
That's a complicated process, gentlemen. Put me in the middle of a dispute there. You know, who gets to pick which half? I mean, yeah, it definitely. I mean, can I help you split it? I mean, you don't need a saw to break this up. I mean, I'll give you an idea since we're on the topic. There's some significant branches that could probably be weeded out of there and will make colonies all on their own. So super easy. I mean, I have bone cutters if that's what you want to, you know, divide it right here and split, you know, go your own ways with it. You could totally do that.
That's right, Brian. I get to decide.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to move on to the next coral if we're quite finished talking about smashing corals up and stuff. I mean, you know, it's a chunky monkey, but there's some beauty in that by itself. If you want to break it up, I'm sure there's a huge arm that can be sacrificed in this. I mean, there's, you know, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. I mean, you know, 4 inch. 5 inch. 6 inch. 7 inch. 8 inch. 9 inch. 10 inch. 11 inch. 12 inch. 13 inch. 14 inch. 15 inch. 16 inch. 17 inch. 18 inch. 19 inch. 20 inch. 21 inch. 22 inch. 23 inch. 24 inch. 25 inch. 26 inch. 27 inch. 28 inch. 29 inch. 30 inch. 31 inch. 32 inch. 33 inch. 34 inch. 35 inch. 36 inch. 37 inch. 38 inch. 39 inch. 40 inch. 41 inch. 42 inch. 43 inch. 44 inch. 45 inch. 46 inch. 47 inch. 48 inch. 49 inch. 50 inch. 51 inch. 52 inch. 53 inch. 54 inch. 55 inch. 56 inch. 57 inch. 58 in huge. I mean, once you get a closer look, you'll have a better idea. But definitely go over here and show you. And you know what? These are in super high demand, by the way. A little foreshadowing. At only $110. I know. You're going to close out the live feed at that outrageous price. But right here, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see. That's a double head of gold hammer, or yellow hammer, or super green, if that's what your eyes tell you. But, you know, is it green? I don't know. I guess it's green. Let me look around. Compared to the other colors, it's probably super green. But if you think about this, 110 bucks. Now, when you consider wholesale pricing, that's only a small margin over wholesale. And I'm passing those savings on to you. I'm pretty sure if you try to buy a double set of hammer like this anywhere else, you might pay more than 110 bucks because they're sold by the head. So each polyp is sold individually, generally speaking. So this is a fine specimen, though, of a gold or super green hammer, even yellow. Like 110 bucks. I don't know. Hoping to put this in somebody's tank. If not today, sometime. All right, so I've been asked about this next coral. It's called LA Lakers scroll coral. Might be hard to see, but essentially, let's see if I can get some white light on this bad boy. Yeah, there you go. You can see some of the color there. A little bit of purple and yellow back there. It's that big circle-shaped turbinaria back there. Man, 150 bucks. It's what is that? 6 inches?
Yeah.
I think it's 6 inches. Yep. I measured it before the live show, and it's 6 inches across. I can tell you that it was the size of your thumbnail when I bought it some time ago, and yeah, it's quite stunning. Unlike some of the other turbinarias that I have, this is purple and yellow for sure, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Put in just the right spot should be pretty awesome. When the white light clicks on there, you see the colors. But the scroll here, the LA Lakers scroll, pretty awesome. And, you know, don't hate the LA Lakers because they had a coral named after them, or the scroll because they're named after a shitty-ass basketball team. And I don't mind saying that because I don't like basketball, but this coral, you know, it's just got to go. I'm sorry, I can't say it any other way. He's been in this tank for what? Over a year? Yeah, that's just over a year, and it's 6 inches across. Been doing beautiful, and you know, kind of needing a place of its own. Anyways, so anywho, we'll get down to something probably a little easier for folks to put in their fish tanks, and I'm gonna tell you, I had good photos of this, and since I'm not able to use those photos, it's kind of sad, but I'm going to pull this out for people to see. But it's the next coral up is 150 bucks, and it's this big sprawling hunky chunky monkey of Walt Disney, Acropora. It's a beautiful tenuous Acropora, just doing its thing, and almost a bright yellow with a little bit of oranges coming in. Huge potential in this bad boy.
Hang on, Ryan asked if you're selling the whole Lakers thing, and I said yes.
Yes, the whole 6 inches of you know, 6 inches, that's more than enough for most people, and I'm selling the whole 6 inches right there for $150. And But this Walt Disney also 150. It's a good 2 inches tall of coral and many branches already. I mean, it's pretty well advanced for a frag. It's almost in the mini colony department there. I mean, it's doing its thing right there. That Walt Disney's doing its thing. Naturally, the polyps will be all, you know, sucked in because I'm molesting it, but you know, 150 for Walt Disney. Come on, that's, you know, normally these are sold by the inch, and you'd be lucky to get it for 150 by the inch. Well, this is full 2 inches tall. The tip up there got stung, but when it fell over onto some really aggressive stuff, but it's doing fine. I think it actually made the rest of the branches grow more. But anyways, 150 for some Walt Disney. So that's the first time I've offered Walt Disney. So, and it may very well be the last. All right, at least for a while. So, yeah, and encrusted, indeed. All right, so anyways, we're coming up on the top of the hour, and basically I'm going to get to the last thing I have to offer here, and it's going to be this where did it go? My goodness. Here we go. All right, so for those of you that aren't sure what this is, it's not a science experiment. It's something called a dragon soul torch, and I don't know if you can see them. I think to the naked eye, it looks a little easier to see the color, but it's got like some purple gold, got green tips. It's really pretty, and I don't want to scare you with the price, but it's you know, it's quite a bit. It's gonna be, you know, huh? What?
Eric said selling. Brian already said sold.
Yeah, it's gonna be you know, it's gonna be 150. Now before you say you want it, it's only one polyp. It's one polyp. So, you know, 150 for one polyp, that's still better than I think you'll find anywhere for this. I know that for a fact actually, but 150 for Dragon Soul Torch, that's pretty darn good. So essentially, I mean, okay, well, I guess that does it. So as long as you guys aren't just jokesters, that might do it. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up with some closing comments here. And my closing comments, and I'll leave you with a shot of the Dragon Soul here. I'll leave it trained on there. So anyway, for the next 2 days, until 6 p.m. Friday, I'll honor these prices that I just covered in this live video sale here, as it's going to be saved and posted on Facebook. So until 6 p.m. Friday, I'll honor these prices and accept messages pertaining to any corals that haven't sold. So if you know you like something that's here, I'll entertain, and not only that, but if you say you want it and someone flakes and just doesn't you know, pay for some corals, like, you know, this Dragon Soul Torch, you know, if something terrible happens and, you know, someone buys groceries instead of coral, I guess, you know, it'll be available to someone else. So all you have to do is list the coral name and your email. I'll confirm your selection and so on. Anyways, it's kind of first come, first serve. If you message, if someone flakes, I'll be contacting you. So, and I'll take bids on anything that hasn't sold up until, like I said, 6 p.m. Friday. Look for your invoice listing all your corals in your email. Please remember to book an appointment to visit Reeves Reef using the Facebook booking tool. Hope to see you soon. And
Don't close again.
reef on, folks. And I'll close with a couple shots of these beautiful, beautiful corals. So I'll give you a panoramic of some of my stuff. I know y'all probably thinking, oh, why didn't he sell that? Well, because I didn't. At least not yet. All right. Oh, yeah. Also, thank Jacqueline for, supporting me in this, even though it probably went off okay. I mean, no glitches, I don't think, anyway. But, all right, so, like I said, check your email. There'll be an invoice, so you know what your total will be. And we'll probably see that within the next hour or so. But thanks for watching.
And Ryan, come by.
And we will see you soon.